Hello, my name is Bradley, and I'm your host of The Internal Game. So, Krishnamurti has a wonderful quote that said, "We don't fear the unknown, we fear the known coming to an end." You know, I hear a lot of people say, "I don't want to do that. I don't want to start this business. I don't want to do this because I'm scared of the unknown." And I like Krishnamurti's point because how could we be scared of what we don't know? Like, what's actually happening is we're scared of the known coming to an end. We're scared of life as we know it changing. You know, change doesn't hurt, right? The resistance to change hurts. Change is just change. Everything changes all the time. I think it was Alan Watts that was like trying to find certainty in a world that is constantly changing. It's probably not a good idea. Not paraphrase that quote, of course, but you get what I'm saying, right? So, if someone promised me that I could find salvation, like I wasn't feeling well, I felt something was missing. I've been looking for it for like my whole life, and someone was like, "Hey, listen, where do you live?" I said, "I'm in South Florida," and they said, "Okay, listen, if you walk to Seattle, when you get there, you'll find the salvation that you're looking for." And I say, "Okay," and I'm like, "Well, looks like I'm headed to Seattle, everybody. I'm moving there actually because I'm going to live in fulfillment and salvation. So I got to go, but I have to walk." And I don't know what to pack because I'm attached to all my things. I'm attached to my clothes. I've taken a lot of cool pictures of those. I mean, I got that shirt in Puerto Rico. I got that shirt in this other place, and my wife bought me that shirt, and my grandma passed this down to me. So I got to take those clothes. The shoes. Oh my gosh, I'm such a shoe guy. So I need my shoes, and I start packing all these bags. Oh, even I take my comforter. I got to take my phone stand here. I got to take all this stuff, and then start my trek. Well, I wouldn't get very far before I started to be like, man, I'm tired. I am really, really tired. This is heavy. All this stuff is heavy, but I have to keep it because I need it. It's who I am. It may take a little bit longer to get there, probably a lot longer because I'm moving slow now, but I have to keep it. So I keep walking. Pops back up in my head. Oh man, you gotta get rid of some of this stuff. No, you can't do that. Nope, you got too much meaning wrapped up in all this stuff, and your identity's wrapped up in all this stuff. You can't. Nope, you keep going, right? Keep suffering. Eventually, I'm going to say, hey, listen, do I need all these shoes? Do I need all these clothes? Do I need this comforter starting to get real hot, you know? And eventually I'm going to probably drop it when it becomes too much. Right? Suffering is necessary until you realize that it's not. You know, so we suffer to get us to a certain point to realize, you know what, I'm done. And then we realized that we never had to in the first place, but it was necessary because it brought us to that point where we realized that we didn't have to. So, along your journey, what are you holding on to? Because the fulfillment is not Seattle. The fulfillment was in the part of my trip where I realized, hey, I actually am attached to these things, but I don't need them. They're actually serving me no purpose. Just weighing me down. I'm done suffering, so I'm just gonna let it go. I'm gonna drop these bags off right here. So in your journey to fulfillment, to salvation, right? Because that's what we're looking for in the person and the job and the being seen, being heard, right? We're looking for that, but a lot of times our identities are wrapped up in our attachments. A lot of times our identities are wrapped up in pain. It's who we are, right? This happened to me as a kid, so this is why I am the way that I am. And mom did this; she abandoned me, and if I actually forgive that and then I let that go, then who am I? What if I'll get hurt probably because I won't be looking at everybody as trying to hurt me. I'll be unprotected. Dad wasn't there, and because he wasn't there, I double stepped up, and now I'm going to show him that this is what you're supposed to do. And if I forgive that, then how will I ever get to have the payback and show them that this is what a real man looks like? If I give up all these little identities, all these attachments to things, attachment to pain, the addiction to pain, if I give up these things, who am I? Well, eventually, I don't care who it is, if it's in this life or the next life or the one after that, I don't know about things like that, but I do know eventually you have to give up. The suffering will become too much. And we have to let go of all these things that we thought that we were to find the actual fulfillment that we're looking for in the first place. Right? Because even if I got to Seattle with all those bags, and I kept those bags on me, I would have never enjoyed Seattle. I'd have still been weighed down, more tired than before, and probably even more pissed off now because I'm like, no, I'm here in Seattle, but I'm still hurting. I've got all this on me. Like, could it be as simple as just letting go? Dropping the bag? Yeah. But it's the fear of the known coming to an end. Once we give up these little identities, we can't be victims anymore. I know it's a strong word because people think like, oh, I'm not a victim. It's like, but are we not? If we're fighting for our limitations, if we're fighting for our identities because this person did this to me and that person did that and this happened to me when I was younger and now and I'm hurt. I'm hurt because of these things. And my fulfillment is in some future moment. Then all I got to do is get to the future moment. But I'm a victim. And I'm going to be triumphant because these things happen to me. So I'm going to win. But like, again, once you find your triumphant moment, it'll be fleeting because you still have the bags on. To be free, you have to be free. Free of attachments, free of little identities, little me identities that are constantly feeling threatened by something or someone, or what if this happens? What if they do this? Oh, that person did that? Yeah, they are this. They hurt me and now they're gonna pay. Watch this. Right? That's not freedom. It's bondage. Bondage of self. Ideally, we want to recognize the illusion of fulfillment in Seattle. We want to recognize the illusion of fulfillment in the next relationship, the next job, the next amount of money. We want to recognize the illusion of carrying around the bags because it's who we are. This pain is who I am. This trauma is who I am. We have to recognize the illusion of trying to go from one painful identity to a less painful identity, to a more triumphant, winning identity. Instead of just recognizing instead of just recognizing the illusion of the whole thing. You can be free right here, right now, and actually it's the only place that you're ever going to be free, but you have to be willing to give up the known. You have to be willing to let go of all the things that you say that you don't want, but you fight to keep. Right? You have to let go of this idea that somebody or something's going to complete us. We have to let go of the pain. That's why like, you know, it's been said that like if you look closely, people don't really want to give up their pain. They don't want to give up their suffering because it's so connected to who they believe that they are. And this is a problem. Right? This is an actual problem. So we want to take a look at this and let go. You deserve it. You deserve to live lightly. You deserve to be in more of a loving state of being because it's what you are. Start to become aware of how it is that you think about self and everyone else. Look at the underlying negativity of it. And then ask yourself, like, can I let this go? Can I let this resentment to mom go? Can I be love instead of trying to be loved? Can I be more understanding than trying to be understood? Can I let go of this illusion? Can I let go of this very small me that I've been playing? And if not, ask why. You'll come up with your own answer. And then after that, ask when. When can I do it? Soon? A couple of years from now? When this happens? And then recognize the illusion of that. I wanted to take a different approach because, like, the suffering is unnecessary. It really is just a bunch of stuff that you have on your back that you don't have to be carrying around. Like, you can drop it at any time. No matter, like, and if you look at the meaning that we give things as to why we can't, the stories we tell ourselves as to why we can't, and then you recognize that it's just that, a story. And you can drop that story at any time. Create new meaning to the past, right? From a loving place. New meaning. When you create new meaning, you change the past. This is true, right? So, like, going from fear to, like, wow, that was a really great thing that happened because it brought me right here. Going from, like, resentment to, like, man, that was a really, like, looking back at it, that was a wonderful thing that happened because it brought me right here, and, like, I'm starting to awaken, and I feel good. I don't carry this stuff anymore, so I'm glad that happened. My mom was doing the best she could at that time, given where her state of being. My dad was doing the best he could at that time, given his state of being and what he believed about himself and the world. My upbringing was just what it was. Like, everyone was doing the best they could. Like, no one was purposely trying to hurt me. And I see that now, and I can forgive, and I can literally forget and create a different meaning to it because everything's perfect right now because I've dropped all these bags. No need to blame. Because it does zero good. And then recognizing, like, yeah, and also recognizing that, like, that's what we're doing. We're being victims. And again, at a certain point, we gotta realize, like, do we want to be victims or do we want to be powerful and creators and loving and fearless in our experience? Because we've stepped into the invulnerable state of being hurt because we can't be hurt. We don't hold anybody accountable for how we feel. We know that we are the God essence underneath the thinking. Right? Like, true invulnerability. To not take a mental position against somebody and an identity that's threatened. And we let this go. Because we're scared of being hurt. But we step into the whole, like, oh, that doesn't matter. Like, just a thought. That's just a little identity I was playing. Then we realize that we can't be hurt. And the only person that was ever hurting us was us believing that we are our minds and choosing unconsciously, right? Not saying no one's consciously insane, but, like, consciously choosing to suffer, or unconsciously choosing to suffer. Or, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, drop the bags. It's not in the, I promise you this, if you start dropping the bags and start and give up your resentments, give up this little me identity that's created in the mind, that I'm the abandoned one, I'm the one that all this trauma happened to, I need to heal, I need to do this before I gotta heal before I can love, I have to heal before I can experience my happiness, I have to do all this, I have to wait till I get to Seattle. You can, like, if there is peace to be experienced, it's to be experienced now. If there's forgiveness to happen, it's to happen now. If there's happiness to be had, it's to happen now. Right here, right now. There is no other time. It's not in Seattle. It doesn't exist. It's only here and only now. And a lot of times to be happy, we have to give up all the reasons why we're not and why we can't be. To be peaceful, we have to give up all the reasons why we're not and why we can't be. And a lot of times if we just do that, then the byproduct is what we thought we couldn't have. Right. So, right here, right now. Anyways, I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for going on this journey with me. I know I get in kicks of different things, like it's just a thought, forgiveness, manifesting this, being priorities. I have my kicks. I try to talk to everyone, where they're at, where I'm at, all that good stuff. But the freedom is here right now. This I assure you. And you can start to experience this by letting go of this need. Letting go of thinking that it's over there. And just dropping it. You don't have to be mad. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to do any of those things. Like you can, even if you were to just say, okay, I'm mad right now, or I'm sad right now, and didn't fight it, you would turn into peace. But you don't have to be so scorned and identified with like this identity that's scorned, right? Because you're gonna see things this way, and you're gonna I could go on about this. Like you're gonna see things this way, and you're going to really fight for your limitations as a person who's scorned. And then in the whole time saying, I don't want to feel this way anymore, but having trouble because the identity is wrapped up in the pain. So we have to let go of the pain, and I promise you, it's not scary. It's not the unknown on the other side of letting go of these little me, pain identities. Like the other side of that, there's nothing to be scared of. It's beautiful. What you're actually scared of is the known coming to an end. People will go to what's familiar faster than they change. So if you have experienced a life full of chaos and trauma and you're used to that and turmoil, a lot of times you choose that over the unknown, because who are we without our pain, without our trauma? Find out. Drop it. Love you guys. See you soon.